All right, let's jump right in. My name is Anade Data Scientist, or Anade the Data Scientist, whichever one you want to call me. But anyway, man, let me tell y'all a quick little strategy that I actually just learned this week, and I'm going to share with y'all. So this is basically how people are making $500 per week with options, and I get it. That's not a lot of money if you got bigger bills, but if you're a traveler like me, that comes in handy, right? So the first thing we do is we pick the stock, obviously, and then after we pick the stock, then we go to the options chain, right? And then we go to the open interest column, right? And we look for the open interest with the most interest, which is basically the most amount of money, right? The open interest, right? So we're going to go to the highest amount. And then once we find that highest amount, that's going to be our entry, right? So our entry for our selling, we're going to be selling a put, right? So let's switch this to vertical put, right? Now the reason we want to do a vertical put instead of regularly selling a put is because when we have a vertical put, we have protection, and we don't have protection with a naked put, but a vertical put, we have protection. So now, now that we had a vertical put, it's a couple things we have to adjust so we can see that 500. And really, you can just do this yourself. Just go in there if you never did options before and just play with it until you start seeing certain numbers, right? So yeah, so watch. All right, cool. We see $588 a week. So we're pretty much risking $1,412 to make $588. Now, that looks crazy, but you have to understand this is like a credit. So we get that money up front. So let me show you another example using a different stock. So this time we're going to use a stock called Riot. This is one that a lot of people use. So we're going to go to the options chain, and then we're going to go to open interest, and then we're going to find the strike price with the most open interest. So for that one, there we go. You see it there, right? So that's going to be our entry, right? That's going to be where we're going to sell the put at, right? That's going to be how we're going to get paid. So we're going to go in at that entry, right? Cool.